object-oriented programming with C++. Okay. See, in this class we are going to have these topics to be covered. That is introduction and history of C++, then what is procedure oriented programming and what is object oriented programming, and the difference between C and C++, and basic concepts in OOP, and applications of OOP, where and all we can use this OOP, and structure of a C++ program, and a simple C++ program is being covered under this topic. Okay. See, this is the introduction and history of C++. C++ is a multi-paradigm programming language that supports object-oriented programming. It was created by Jarne Strostrup in the year 1983. Okay, it was developed in Bell's lab. Okay, then after 5 years only it came, it was developed in the year 1979, but it came into existence on 1983. Till that, the C was in the name of C with classes. First starting we had a program in the name of C. Okay, that is procedure oriented programming we were following. We have that software evolution, like we had first binary numbers, then we had a mission language, then we went for assembly language, then again we went for procedure oriented programming, and then we went for object oriented programming. So this object oriented programming is C. After that it was developed to object oriented programming. So after that, when they are developing the C++, it was called initially as C with classes. It was called before that C with classes. Okay, that was given here. See, it is first name was C with classes. It did not start with the name C++. அதான் இங்க சொல்லிருக்காங்க. Here initial stage they didn't start that programming language with the name C++. How did they call? எப்படி call பண்ணிருந்தாங்க? They went for calling with C with classes. Okay. The next one, in 1983, C with classes was used in AT and T's internal programming needs. This is a military organization. The C++ was used in a military organization. Okay, then it changed its name as C++ later in the same year. Okay, then C++ is compiled object-oriented language. It is a successor to C. That is C++. They have given two signs, plus plus. That is called as successor. Okay. Then we'll see what is procedure-oriented programming first. This procedure-oriented programming, here we have an algorithm format. Okay, algorithm format now we will have top-down approach. Okay, everything will be in a procedure, step-by-step procedure. Here it is based on the concept of procedures and use small code blocks. That is, main program will be divided into small codes. That will be called as functions. Okay, here in this procedure oriented programming, we'll call that small block as functions, a small program. Okay, then the procedure is also called as functions, routines and subroutines. This function can also be called as routines, subroutines, and it consists of series of computational steps to be carried out. It is an algorithm type. You know what is algorithm type? That is a step-by-step procedure. So under procedure oriented programming, every program will be based on step-by-step procedures. Then the characteristics of procedure oriented programming, mainly emphasis on doing things, that is algorithm pattern. Then the smaller, that is the large program is divided into small parts, that is called as functions. Then function can communicate by global variable. They will have a main global variable into it that will be communicated among the other parts of your program. Then data can move freely from one function to other. Here the data will be moved from one place to another easily. Easier they can access the data anywhere. Okay, then function change the value of data at any time from any place. Then it uses top-down programming approach. That is what I meant before. That is procedure oriented programming is of top-down approach. The next one, other characteristics, here it is given as abstraction, function, data movement, encapsulation, focus on procedure, and top-down and problem solving. These all were explained in the previous points also. Here just it is given as hint over here. Same points being repeated over here. Here abstraction and encapsulation is a basic concept of programming language that will be discussed in upcoming slides. Okay. Then this is the thing how the structure of procedure oriented program will be. Here the function is how it communicates with one function to another is being derived over here. Okay, it is being insisted over in this diagram. Okay, structure oriented program, here we have main program, that is your big program. Okay, large program that was being divided into sub programs like function 1 to function 8. Okay, each small blocks, one block, function 1 is one block, function 2 is one block, function 3 is one block, like that you have many blocks over here till 8. Okay, so main big large program is divided into the small blocks, that is called as functions. Here the main program is being conveyed till function 8. Okay, then now we are coming for object oriented programming. Here object oriented programming is the concept of objects and classes. Here both the concept is different. Every other concepts are same as procedure oriented programming and object oriented programming, but some other concept been added to C++ to have like classes, objects and all is being added to object oriented programming. Here object is runtime entities that can be of a person, place or thing or a bank, place, everything will be come under this object. Even the laptop, then this mic, everything is an object. That with the base of that object they are creating the program, that is called as object oriented programming. Okay, object oriented programming turns data structure into an object. Here every program in this program everything will be turned into an object. Okay, with that object they will go for having the program, that is they will go for building the main program. First object will be identified, then they will go for building the program. As I told in the procedure oriented programming, large programs are divided into small one, that is called as function. Here the large program are divided into small thing, that will be called as objects over here. Okay, then here the first object oriented programming was Smalltalk. Okay, then we have many other object oriented programming now, like Java is also an object oriented programming, but initially we had this Smalltalk as object oriented programming. Then these are the characteristics of object oriented programming. Here it emphasizes on data rather than procedure. In procedure oriented programming we had algorithm how to do it and how to proceed our activity. Here we will insist on only on data. Okay, then program will be divided into entities that is known as objects. Here the main large program will be divided into small points, that is called as object. The data structures are designed such that they characterize objects. Then functions that operate on data of an object are tied together in data structures. These all will be discussed in data binding. Okay, in upcoming slide you will see what is data binding. That point is being insisted over here. Then data is hidden and cannot be accessed by external function. Only they can go for having the access of data within their internal function. The external function cannot be accessed over here. Okay, so the data will be so secured under this object oriented programming. Then object communicate with each other only through functions. Here each and every data will be communicated only through functions. New data and functions can be easily added wherever necessary. And last one follows bottom up approach or design in program. Okay, it follows whereas in procedure oriented programming we followed top to bottom approach. Here we are following bottom up approach. This design has been followed under this object oriented programming. This is the thing. This is a structure of object oriented programming. Here we have three objects, where we in procedure oriented programming we saw the main program was divided into 8 functions over there, small functions as 8 functions. Here we have the main program is divided into 3 parts, that is object A, object B and object C, and each object has its own data and function, that is called as encapsulation. We will call the term it as encapsulation. Data and function will be binded together. Okay, that we will see now. Then object B also we have data and function, and object C also we have data and function. Data is a fact which we have. The function is what you are going to do with the data. That is the explanation over here. Okay, this object we have data and function. The data is a raw fact like A, B, C, other values like that it will be. Okay, but the function can be of A plus B, A minus B, like that we are going to do some other procedure into it or some other activity into it. Okay, that is data and function. So each and every object will have its own data and function. If object B has to access the data of object A, what it has to do now? It has to communicate with the function of A, then only it can access the data of A. Directly object B cannot access the data of A without the function. Okay, any data can be any communication can be done only through the function, okay, between the objects. Then this is the difference between C and C++. Here C is the procedure oriented programming, C++ is object oriented programming. Then C no built-in support of class and object. You don't have class and object under C. Whereas in C++, you have built-in support of class and object. Then supports functional programming paradigm. Then whereas supports both and object-oriented programming paradigms. Then C we have top-down approach. C++ we have bottom-up approach. This is difference between object-oriented programming and procedure-oriented programming. That also we can tell over here. Okay, C and C is procedure-oriented programming. C++ is object-oriented programming. Then these are the basic concepts of object-oriented programming: object, class, encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, data binding, and message passing. Okay, here you have 8 over here. Whereas while we are seeing in class, no, we saw only 7 points. That is data encapsulation and data inheritance was clubbed together. Okay, data encapsulation and data inheritance. Okay, that was being clubbed together. Here the point is being splitted. So you are seeing here 8 points. Okay, we'll see what is object. Object is a basic runtime entity. It may present a person, place, something like person, place, things, and the we'll call it as object. Then classes. Classes is a collection of object. For example, fruit, mango. Fruit is a class, mango is an object. Okay, at the data abstraction and encapsulation. What is encapsulation? Encapsulation is wrapping up of data and information together. Okay, that is called into a single unit. Single unit when we are wrapping it up data, that is called as encapsulation. Here another term is there, that is data binding, where the data and functions will be binded together to manipulate a program. See, this is encapsulation in C++. Just an example of our diagram I have been given. Here methods is also called as functions. When functions and variables are clubbed together to form a class, that will be called as encapsulation. Okay, then what is data abstraction now? Data abstraction refers to providing only the essential information about the data to the outside world by hiding the background details and features. Then inheritance. What is inheritance? This is the capacity of class derive properties from the characteristics of the main or other class. From the other class, they will derive the property or features from one to another. Here we can tell dog, cat, cow is derived class from the animal. Whereas before itself we have seen an example like flying birds and flying birds. Killer we had flying and non-flying, where it had that is kiwi and penguin, like I have given you an example. So that will be the derived class. The base class will be the birds. Same way here, animal is the base class. The derived class will have dog, cat and cow. Pictorial representation like here animal class is the base class, dog class, cat class, cow class, and it is a derived class over here. This is the inheritance. So the properties is inherited or brought from the base class to the derived class. Then polymorphism. See, polymorphism is it is a Greek term. Poly means poly came from the term Greek language. Okay, it means many. Poly means many. Okay, polymorphism means taking many forms. Here a man, for example, if a man is there, he acts as a father, he acts as a husband, he acts as an employee. A person da, ஒரே person da, but he acts three ways. அதே மாதிரி தான், when an operator is being overloaded in our program, it can be used in different forms, different meanings. That is called as polymorphism. Okay, here this polymorphism have two concepts. One is operator overloading, another one is function overloading. When the operators is being overloaded, operators means plus, minus, like that you will have many operators that we will see later. That when those operators is being overloaded, that will be called as operator overloading. When the function is being overloaded, that can be used for many meaning, we will call it as function overloading. For example, if a function to draw a shape, okay, it can be of a circle, it can be of a rectangle, it can be of a square, so it can be given in many forms. Okay, so that is called as function overloading. The next one is dynamic binding. Here dynamic binding is nothing but the code is executed in response to the function call is decided at the runtime. See, we will have call over here. That is, we will have class and a call. Okay, we will define many member functions into it. Our program will contain member function. First we have to declare a function and we have to call out the function into our program. That will be called as dynamic binding. Then last one is message passing. Like human beings, this program inside will also have a message passing into it. Like that objects may communicate with one another by sending or receiving information. Message passing involves specifying a name, object and the name of a function and the information to be sent. Okay, here in this while writing our program, C++ program, we will have a message passing into our program itself. Like objects will communicate with class. Then or program kulla will have object, will have class, everything into it, function, everything will be there in our program. ஒரு ப்ரோக்ராம் நம்ம எடுத்துட்டோம்னா அதுல கிளாஸ் இருக்கும், ஃபங்க்ஷன் இருக்கும், அதுக்குள்ளேயே ஆப்ஜெக்ட்ஸும் இருக்கும். Okay, they will communicate with each other. That will be called as message passing. When the object and function and information is being communicated together, that will be called as message passing. Okay, so these are the basic concepts of C++. The next one, applications. Okay, in the application of OOP concept la we'll have real time system design. That is real time na, like ticket booking and mari irukkudiya edathila we will be using the C++. Then hypertext and hypermedia, this is for internet purpose. HTML you have heard of, no, that on the program la we can use this C++ language too. Then at the AI expert system, that is artificial intelligence type la we'll have. Then office automation system, office la we'll have this C++. Then neural networking and parallel programming. Neural network is nothing but the artificial intelligence in a developed way, like how the human brain is acting for sensing, reasoning and all. We are using our human brain, no, like that this system will also reason. For that also we can use this C++ programming. Then at the object oriented database, for creating a database, object oriented type, we can have this OOP concepts. Then the last one, CI, CAD, CAM, this is all for designing. AutoCAD and all you might have heard, same for designing pattern. That for that purpose also we can use this C++ programming. Then at the structure of C++ program, how a C++ program must be, how should it look like? Okay, idhula pathina we have three sections over here. One is standard library section, second one is main section, function section, and third one is function body section. Okay, each program we are having it in our lab. We are having 12 programs in our hand to put it in our lab, no. In that we, every program will have these three sections. What are the three sections? Standard library, main function and function body. Three sections will be there. Okay, many of you asked in lab that what is the concept, what is the thing we are having in our program. Same thing I am going to explain you here. Please listen carefully. Then one more thing I told you, we are using Turbo C++ in our lab. But I told you that we can have another program like Dev C++ is there, and some of the code will come change. I told, no, that day in class. That also I will be giving you over here, and I will be sending you the notes also to you. Okay, with that you refer and come to lab and we can execute. Okay. Here you have a standard library section is hash include iostream.h, and one more thing will have hash include conio.h, that is under Turbo C++. Whereas under this Dev C++ or some other C++ application or softwares, will be using this using namespace std. Okay, you just consider this thing alone, like hash include iostream.h. Here header file is been missing. This will be there in only in your Turbo C++, not in Dev C++ or some other C++ programming language. Okay, here this hash include iostream means here io represents I is input and output, o is output. Okay, here you are going to stream your input and output inside your program. Cin, we have heard of Cin. Cin means that is C++ program la irukkudiya input. Cout அப்படினா it is C, you are going to get a output. Here will be using that operators like insertion operators and extraction operators over here. Okay, here include hash include is called as specific processor to command that effectively copies and pastes the entire text of the file. Okay, here you will use the brackets over here, that is ankle brackets over here to cover that IO stream. Then அடுத்தது பாத்தீங்கன்னா you have file. IO stream is for input and output streams, that's what I told you. Namespace is a prefix that has to be applied to get cout and endl. Okay, many of you typed in your lab as end1. Okay, that was endl. I was telling you to put l over there, then only I told your program will run. Okay, so that all will come under this name using namespace std. When you are having that using namespace std, we can use the endl or cout statements. Okay, that is I told you that you can have your programs in two types, like Turbo C++ use பண்ணுங்க, Dev C++ use பண்ணுங்க நான் சொன்னேன். Okay, இது வரைக்கும் you have put your programs in Turbo C++. இனி வர கிளாஸ்ல we'll try with this also. that is hash include iostream.h hash include conio.h ன்னு வரது வந்து C++ turbo C++. இதே தேவ் C++ ல எப்படி நம்ம போடுவோம் அப்படின்னா hash include iostream no h header file வராது, then using namespace std அப்படின்னு டைப் பண்ணனும். எதுக்கு பதிலா hash include conio.h க்கு பதிலா we will be using this using namespace std. இத ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க, I will tell you in lab. Okay, சரி. See, this is your main function. Inga int main will inga na potuka program ellame pathina I told you in another version. And the version vachu da na inga potukuren. So listen over here. When we are using it in our lab or turbo C++, we will be using void main. Void main we are using no. For that we will be using here int main under this C++ program. Okay, this is a new version. Okay, here we will be using int main. If you are giving int main, how you have to get output pathina return 0 you have to give. Okay, whereas if you are giving void main, what you have to give now? Get ch. Last you will be typing get ch, getch. Okay, that is get ch, that is nothing but get character form. Okay, adukku badala here when we are using int main, we will be getting return 0. Okay, is it clear? Okay, this is your starting point of all your C++ main function. The function is called by operating system when your program is executed by the computer. Here you will start your curly brace over here, signifies that start of your block. Then it will end with a closing brace, that will be your end of your program. Function body எடுத்துட்டீங்கன்னா here you will have cout function. What has to be displayed? Here what is going to be get displayed? Hello world will get displayed. Okay, here you will end L. This end L means you are breaking your line. Okay, the next thing you will give it in your next line. Adha meaning. End L kudukradhu edukuna adoda the line end up it will go for the next line. Okay, then here you have name cout in the short for character output displays with this brackets, that is extraction we will call it as. Okay, then these are the other things we will be considered under C++ programming, that is include statements, class declaration, class function definition and main program. One more thing is there, you can use your comment statement for your C++ programming. If you want to give a comment section, that is comment line, for a one line you will be using double slash. Okay, this double slash will be used. See, for the first line double slash C++ program to demonstrate multi-line is given in your example program one is given down over here. See, this double slash is given. Okay, the double slash is given, no, this is for a single line comment. Okay, if you want to give for multiple line la neenga vandu comment kudukanum appadina you will be using slash and a asterisk sign. Okay, see this one, this is your multiple command, this is your single line command. Okay, this is given over here, single line command and multi line command over here. Single line you will give only 2 slashes. Okay, 2 slashes you will put and you will start writing your, this line is your single line comment. Why this comment is used appadina, for this will be used while debugging. Debugging means compiling. While compiling your program, if it shows some error, okay, if it shows some error, we'll compile and we'll run our program. No, that time if it shows some error, when we are debugging it, we will be checking that whether our program is right or wrong. That time will be used. That time this comment will be helpful for us. Okay, for a single line we will be using this double slash, and for multi-line comment we will be using this slash and a star. Okay, a simple program over here. See, first program. This first program is the thing which we are using it in our lab. You can understand the difference. The same output will be there for both the program. What output will be getting over here? The program la enna output varum? That on the screen la, that is operating system on the screen la you will get hello world. Okay, that will be your output. Okay, when you are running your program you will get the output as hello world. Okay, see, in the program you are having it in one version, this program is in another version. Can you understand? Okay, idhil eduthina, okay, hash include iostream.h, hash include conio.h, void main, clr scr is to clear the screen. Okay, adavadhu previously they will may run a program in your DOS prompt, that may be run before itself. if you want to run a new program, if you want to clear that and you have to get a new output, you will be using the CLR SCR, and you will have a program code written over here, in this place. Then you will have a get ch and you will close the brace over here. This is the thing we are using. I have given you for 12 exercises. Okay, in the lab. Okay, this is an example. See out here what we are going to get the output now. Hello world is going to get displayed. This one is about this program. This is a simple program, this which we are following now in our lab. இதே வந்து நான் சொன்னேன் இல்லையா C++ல இதே அவுட்புட்டை how we can write அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா this one hash include IO stream இருக்கும் using name std int main then open brace then write your program return 0. Can you know the difference? இதுக்கு difference தெரியுதா உங்களுக்கு? What is missing from this to that? இதுல .h is not there. Okay, இதுல you don't have இதுக்கு difference பாரு. In next lab class la போகும்போது you follow this program. I will tell you. Okay, anyway I will show you in lab, but you just make note of it in your mind now. Okay, இதுல IO stream .h is missing. This is our normal program which we are working it now. We are getting some more problems over here. So I am going for the next one. See, இதுல IO stream header file is not there. அதுக்கு பதிலா conio.h ன்றது இல்ல. அதுக்கு பதிலா you are having using namespace std. This namespace std is for getting cout and endl. Okay, then what we are using here, int main. Okay, நம்ம யூஸ் பண்றது void main. Okay, அடுத்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா here how we are getting the return 0. அதுல get ch. That is the difference between this program and that program. Okay, many of you are telling that C++, Turbo C++, you are getting some more difficulty in saving and you cannot retrieve the program and all. So I am planning for the other change with this following steps. I have given you the program with hash include conio.h தான். அந்த இதுக்கு பதிலா நீ என்ன போட்டுக்கணும்? Using namespace std, then void main க்கு பதிலா int main, then return 0 get ch க்கு பதிலா return 0 you have to put. Okay, then input and output overloading, this is called as insertion operator, and the next one is called as extraction operator. Where how we are using pathina, for getting output we are having insertion operator. Okay, for getting output we are having extraction operator. Insertion operator la, here we are having C++ variable and an insertion operator, and we are using cout, and we are getting displayed in a screen. Then extraction la eduthittingana we are giving the input in the form of keyboard, and we are giving input and we are getting the variable. Okay, the insertion, that is cout will be using this. cout we will be using the insertion operator. Nalla nyabagam vechukonga, cout we will be using insertion operator. Cin will be using extraction operator. The operators like greater than sign twice and lesser than sign twice irukku illaya, that operator is being asked over here. Okay, see, again I repeat, insertion operator na this what is that? Lesser than sign twice. Idhe vandu extraction operator na greater than sign twice. Okay, that's all. So this is about the structure of C++ program, where you have three parts, that is standard library, main function and function body. The standard, now I tell you, the standard library section eduna hash include and using namespace irundhilla, that is called as standard library. Then another one we had main function section, that is int main we started, no, that is your main function section. Another one section is there, that is function body section, where we will be having some more functions into it. Now in this program we didn't have any functions. Okay, but in another program like 6th program or 7th program we will be having functions. Okay, in that program we will be writing a function part over there. If it is not there, it is not necessary to have function program into our codings. But if it is there, we have to give a function code and we have to use that call. Okay, like I have told you the concepts like calling, where it came in your message passing and dynamic binding, we had that call by reference and call by value and all is there. Okay, in that part we will be using it under 6th program or 7th program, where we will be using. Then one more program is there like swapping two numbers. It comprises that function over there. Okay, swap it is a function. What is swap? To to change the numbers, like x you will be giving one value and y you will be giving one value. After giving your swap function, that x value will come to y and y value will go to x. Okay, so we are considering a swap function over there, and we are calling that swap function into our program. In that program we will have that this concept, that is function body section. Okay, in this program we had only two parts, that is standard library section. What is that standard library function? Hash include and start actually, that is your standard library function. Main function section that void main la get ch varaikum we are having, that is opening brace la that closing brace varaikum irukadhu we will have it as main function. Is it clear? Any questions? If you have questions, you can ask later to C++. No. Just ask me any question. See, if you have a question, you can ask me. Any doubt? So know the difference between that Turbo C++ and another program. In lab I will be asking you. Okay, you have to tell me the difference between that program and this program. The same program what I given you will be executing. Okay, but with small changes. What are the changes? Dot h will not come, then con.io will not come. For that you will be using namespace std, then program everything is same, then you will open up opening brace and you will open with adukku munadi opening brace munadi you will have it as int main. Okay, then at last before ending your program you will use return 0 for get ch. Is it clear? No? Okay, so these are the concepts also. Already we have discussed 4 concepts. Today I have told you the remaining concepts also. Polymorphism, data binding, message passing and all is extra concept I have given you. Okay. Okay, again I ask you any doubt. If you have any doubt you can ask me. I can clear your doubts. Nothing?